Act 2, Scene 4. Enter Valentine, Sylvia, Turio, and Speed. Servant, mistress. Master, Sir Turio frowns on you. Aye, boy, it's for love. Not of you. Of my mistress, then. 'Twere good you knocked him. Servant, you are sad. Indeed, madame, I seem so. Seem you that you are not? Haply I do. So do counterfeits. So do you. What seem I that I am not? Wise? What instance of the contrary? Your folly. And how quote you of my folly? I quote it in your jerkin. My jerkin is a doublet. Well then, I'll double your folly. How? What? Angry, Sir Turio? Do you change colour? Give him leave, madame. He is a kind of chameleon, that hath more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air. You have said, sir. Aye, sir, and done too for this time. I know it well, sir. You always end ere you begin. A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly shot off. 'Tis indeed, madame, we thank the giver. Who is that, servant? Yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Turio borrows his wit from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company. Sir, if you spend word for word with me, I shall make your wit bankrupt. I know it well, sir. You have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers, for it appears by their bare liveries that they live by your bare words. Enter the Duke with a letter in his hand. No more, gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father. Now, daughter Sylvia, you are hard beset. Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of much good news? My lord, I will be thankful to any happy messenger from thence. Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman? Ay, my good lord, I know the gentleman, to be of worth and worthy estimation, and not without desert so well reputed. Hath he not a son? Ay, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father. You know him well. I knew him as myself, for from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And though myself have been an idle truant, omitting the sweet benefit of time to clothe mine age with angel-like perfection, yet hath Sir Proteus, for that's his name, made use and fair advantage of his days. His years but young, but his experience old, his head unmellowed, but his judgment ripe, and in a word, for far behind his worth, comes all the praises that I now bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace a gentleman. Beshrew me, sir, but if he make this good, he is as worthy for an empress' love as meet to be an emperor's counselor. Well, sir, this gentleman is come to me, with commendation from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. I think 'tis no unwelcome news to you. Should I have wished a thing it had been he? Welcome him, then, according to his worth. Sylvia, I speak to you, and you, Sir Turio. For Valentine, I need not cite him to it. I will send him hither to you presently. This is the gentleman I told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked in her crystal looks. Belike that now she hath enfranchised them upon some other pawn for fealty. Nay, sure I think she holds them prisoners still. Nay, then he should be blind, and being blind, how could he see his way to seek out you? Why, lady, love hath 20 pair of eyes. They say that love hath not an eye at all. To see such lovers, Thurio, as yourself, upon a homely object love can wink. Enter Proteus. Have done, here comes the gentleman. Welcome, dear Proteus. Mistress, I beseech you, confirm his welcome with some special favor. His worth is warrant for his welcome hither. If this be he you oft have wished to hear from, mistress, it is, sweet lady, entertain him, to be my fellow servant to your ladyship. Too low a mistress for so high a servant. Not so, sweet lady, but too mean a servant to have a look of such a worthy mistress. Leave off discourse of disability. Sweet lady, entertain him for your servant. My duty I boast of, nothing else. And duty never yet did want his meed. Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress. I'll die on him that says so, but yourself. That you are welcome? That you are worthless. Madame, my lord your father would speak with you. I wait upon his pleasure. Come, Sir Thurio. Go with me. Once more, new servant, welcome. I'll leave you to confer of home affairs. When you have done, we look to hear from you. We'll both attend upon your ladyship. Exit Silvia and Thurio. Now tell me, how do all from whence you came? Your friends are well, and have them much commended. And how do yours? I left them all in health. How does your lady, and how thrives your love? My tales of love were wont to weary you. I know you joy not in a love discourse. Ay, Proteus, but that life is altered now. I have done penance for condemning love, whose high imperious thoughts have punished me with bitter fasts and penitential groans, with nightly tears and daily heart-sore sighs. For in revenge of my contempt of love, love hath chased sleep from my enthralled eyes, and made them watchers of mine own heart's sorrow. O gentle Proteus, love's a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me, as I confess there is no woe to his correction, nor to his service no such joy on earth, now no discourse, except it be of love. Now can I break my fast, dine, sup, and sleep upon the very naked name of love. Enough! I read your fortune in your eyes. Was this the idol that you worship so? Even she, and is she not a heavenly saint? No, but she is an earthly paragon. Call her divine. I will not flatter her. Oh, flatter me, for love delights in praises. When I was sick, you gave me bitter pills, and I must minister the like to you. Then speak the truth by her, if not divine, yet let her be a principality, sovereign to all the creatures on the earth. Except my mistress, sweet, except not any, except thou wilt accept against my love. Have I not reason to prefer mine own? And I will help thee to prefer her too. She shall be dignified with this high honor, to bear my lady's train, lest the base earth should from her vesture chance to steal a kiss, and of so great a favor growing proud, disdain to root the summer swelling flower, and make rough winter everlastingly. Why, Valentine, what braggartism is this? Pardon me, Proteus. All I can is nothing to her, whose worth makes other worthies nothing. She is alone. Then let her alone. Not for the world. Why, man, she is mine own, and I as rich in having such a jewel as 20 seas, if all their sand were pearl, the water nectar, and the rocks pure gold. Forgive me for that I do not dream on thee, because thou seest me dote upon my love. My foolish rival, that her father likes, only for his possessions are so huge, is gone with her along, and I must after, for love, thou knowest, is full of jealousy. But she loves you. Aye, and we are betrothed. Nay, more, our marriage hour, with all the cunning manner of our flight determined of. How I must climb her window, the latter made of cords, and all the means plotted and greed on for my happiness. Good Proteus, go with me to my chamber, in these affairs, to aid me with thy counsel. Go on before, I shall inquire you forth. I must unto the road to disembark some necessaries that I needs must use, and then I'll presently attend you. Will you make haste? I will. Exit Valentine. Even as one heat another heat expels, or as one nail by strength drives out another, so the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object quite forgotten. Is it mine eye, or Valentine's praise, her true perfection, or my false transgression that makes me reasonless to reason thus? She is fair, and so is Julia that I love, that I did love, for now my love is thawed, which like a waxen image gainst a fire bears no impression of the thing it was. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not, as I was wont. Oh, but I love his lady too much. And that's the reason I love him so little. How shall I dote on her with more advice, that thus without advice begin to love her? 'Tis but her picture I have yet beheld, and that has dazzled my reason's light. But when I look on her perfections, there is no reason but I shall be blind. If I can check my erring love, I will. If not, to compass her I'll use my skill. Exit. Act 2, Scene 5. Enter Speed and Lance. Lance, by my honesty, welcome to Milan. Forswear not thyself, sweet youth, for I am not welcome. I reckon this always, that a man is never undone till he be hanged, nor never welcome to a place till some certain shot be paid, and the hostess say welcome. Come on, you madcap, I'll to the alehouse with you presently, where for 1 shot of 5 pence thou shalt have 5,000 welcomes. But, sirrah, how did thy master part with Madame Julia? Marry, after they close, in earnest. They parted very fairly in jest. But shall she marry him? No. How then? Shall he marry her? No, neither. What? Are they broken? No, they are both as whole as fish. Why then, how stands the matter with them? Marry thus, when it stands well with him, it stands well with her. What an ass thou art thou! I understand thee not. What a block art thou that canst not? My staff understands me. What thou sayest. Ay, and what I do too. Look thee, I'll but lean, and my staff understands me. It stands under thee indeed. Why, stand under and understand is all one. But tell me true, will it be a match? Ask my dog. If he say aye, it will. If he say no, it will. If he shake his tail and say nothing, it will. The conclusion is then that it will. Thou shalt never get such a secret from me, but by a parable. 'Tis well that I get it so, but, Lance, how sayest thou that my master is become a notable lover? I never knew him an otherwise. Then how? A notable lover, as thou reportest him to be. Why, thou whoreson ass, thou mistakest me. Why, fool, I meant not thee, I meant thy master. I tell thee my master is become a hot lover. Why, I tell thee I care not, though he burn himself in love. If thou wilt, go with me to the alehouse. If not, thou art in Hebrew a Jew, and not worth the name of a Christian. Why? Because thou hast not so much charity in thee as to go to the ale with a Christian. Wilt thou go? At thy service. Exit. Act 2, Scene 6. Enter Proteus alone. To leave my Julia shall I be forsworn. To love fair Silvia shall I be forsworn. To wrong my friend I shall be much forsworn. And e'en that power which gave me first my oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bade me swear, and love bids me forswear. O sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me, thy tempted subject, to excuse it. At first I did adore a twinkling star, but now I worship a celestial sun. Unheedful vows may heedfully be broken, and he wants wit that wants resolved will, to learn his wit to exchange the bad for better. Fie, unreverent tongue, to call her bad, whose sovereignty so oft thou hast preferred. With 20,000 soul-confirming oaths, I cannot leave to love, and yet I do. But there I leave to love where I should love. Julia I lose, and Valentine I lose. If I keep them, I needs must lose myself. If I lose them, thus find I by their loss. For Valentine, myself, for Julia, Silvia, I to myself am dearer than a friend. For love is still most precious in itself. And Silvia, witness heaven that made her fair, shows Julia but a swarthy Ethiop. I will forget that Julia is alive, remembering that my love to her is dead. And Valentine I'll hold in enemy, aiming at Silvia as a sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself without some treachery used to Valentine. This night he meaneth with a corded ladder to climb celestial Silvia's chamber window, myself in counsel, his competitor. Now presently I'll give her father notice of their disguising and pretended flight, who all enraged will banish Valentine, for Thurio he intends shall wed his daughter. But Valentine being gone, I'll quickly cross by some sly trick blunt Thurio's dull proceeding. Love, lend me wings to make my purpose swift, as thou hast lent me wit to plot this drift. Exit. Act 2, Scene 7. Enter Julia and Lucetta. Counsel Lucetta, gentle girl, assist me, and e'en in kind love I do conjure thee, who art the table wherein all my thoughts are visibly charactered and engraved, to lesson me, and tell me some good mean, how with my honour I may undertake a journey to my loving Proteus. Alas, the way is wearisome and long. A true devoted pilgrim is not weary to measure kingdoms with his feeble steps. Much less shall she that hath love's wings to fly. And when the flight is made to one so dear, of such divine perfection as Sir Proteus. Better forbear till Proteus make return. Oh, knowest thou not his looks are my soul's food? Pity the dearth that I have pined in, by longing for that food for so long a time. Didst thou but know the inly touch of love, thou wouldst as soon go kindle fire with snow, as seek to quench the fire of love with words. I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire, but qualify the fire's extreme rage, lest it should burn above the bounds of reason. The more thou damp'st it up, the more it burns. The current that with gentle murmur glides, thou knowest being stopped impatiently doth rage, but when his fair course is not hindered, he makes sweet music with the enamelled stones. Giving a gentle kiss to every sedge, he overtaketh in his pilgrimage, and so by many winding nooks he strays, with willing sport to the wild ocean. Then let me go, and hinder not my course. I'll be as patient as a gentle stream, and make a pastime of each weary step, till the last step have brought me to my love, and there I'll rest, as after much turmoil a blessed soul doth in Elysium. But in what habit will you go along? Not like a woman, for I would prevent the loose encounters of lascivious men. Gentle Lucetta, fit me with such weeds as may beseem some well-reputed page. Why, then your ladyship must cut your hair. No, girl, I'll knit it up in silken strings, with 20 odd conceited true love knots. To be fantastic may become a youth of greater time than I shall show to be. What fashion, madame, shall I make your breeches? That fits as well as, tell me, good my lord, what compass will you wear your farthingale? Why, even what fashion thou best likes, Lucetta. You must needs have them with a codpiece, madame. Out, out, Lucetta, that will be ill-favoured. A round hose, madame, now's not worth a pin unless you have a codpiece to stick pins on. Lucetta, as thou lovest me, let me have what thou think'st meet, and is most mannerly, but tell me, wench, how will the world repute me for undertaking so unstayed a journey? I fear me it will leave me scandalized. If you think so, then stay at home and go not. Nay, that I will not. Then never dream on infamy, but go. If Proteus like your journey when you come, no matter who's displeased when you are gone, I fear me he will scarce be pleased withal. That is the least, Lucetta, of my fear. 1,000 oaths, an ocean of his tears, and instances of infinite of love warrant me welcome to my Proteus. All these are servants to deceitful men. Base men that use them to so base effect, but truer stars did govern Proteus' birth. His words are bonds, his oaths are oracles. His love sincere, his thoughts immaculate, his tears pure messengers sent from his heart as far from fraud as heaven from earth. Pray heaven he prove so when you come to him. Now, as thou lovest me, do him not that wrong, to bear a hard opinion of his truth. Only deserve my love by loving him, and presently go with me to my chamber, to take a note of what I stand in need of, to furnish me upon my longing journey. All that is mine I leave at thy dispose. My goods, my lands, my reputation, only in lieu thereof dispatch me hence. Come, answer not, but to it presently. I am impatient of my tarriance.